Latest severe weather warning this evening here in the 41 NBC AccuWeather Weather Center. We have another tornado warning that has been issued now for Bleckley County. It does include Cochran, so if you are within this box, which is honestly most of Bleckley County, you need to be getting into your safe place right now. This goes until 4:45 this afternoon, and once again, it does include the city of Cochran, so you need to be finding that safe place. It needs to be on the lowest level of your home and away from windows, putting as many walls between you and the tornado as possible. We're going to go ahead and kind of get right into this because it is headed pretty much directly for the Cochran area right now. So we'll go ahead and switch over. It was located near Bailey's Park. Now it's probably just to the north of Bailey's Park, just because that's kind of a little bit of a lag that we see on our radar for right now. And you can see that is pushing towards Cochran. So this is moving towards 23 right now. In general towards the Cochran area. So we're getting a couple updates. So we did see a brief TDS, so that's a tornado debris signature on this just a couple of minutes ago. So we're going to see if we can kind of see more of that as that pushes through. So this is defined as a confirmed tornado. If there was a TDS on it, we'll go ahead and check our debris tracker as well. You can see that right now just to the north of Fraser. So this is that debris that we're seeing on the radar for right now that is continuing to head a little bit further to the north with this active tornado warned storm. So if you are in Cochran, if you live just around Cochran, you need to be getting to that safe place right now. This is headed towards 23, kind of a long 23 actually, towards the Cochran area. So that's where we currently have the debris. It'll probably be a little bit further to the north at this point, just because of, like I said, that little bit of a lag. So 26 and 23, you guys need to be heading to your safe place right now. We'll go ahead and go back to the radar because we are starting to see more of that rain kind of filtering in as well. But this is approaching Cochran, so everybody in Cochran needs to be getting to that safe place as the system approaches. It's going to be pretty much going due north at this point, so we'll put a tracker on this. And once again, if you are within this box, if you're in Bleckley County, you need to be finding your safe place out there for this afternoon. This is going to be lasting for just a little while, so not a super long warning on this one, but this is including the Bleckley County Hospital. So that's until 4:19. You guys have a couple minutes to get to your safe place if you are at the Bleckley County Hospital. Downtown Cochran, 4:20 is going to give you just a couple minutes to get there as well, because right now it's 4:16, 4:28 in Coley, 4:32 in Royal, and Ruth Church by 4:38. So these are the areas that are within kind of our tracker right here as this system pushes further to the north. So this is an active tornado warning. Once again, the National Weather Service has this one as a potentially confirmed tornado, but we did get that TDS that was located on our radar picture. So once again, that's just kind of our debris tracker. So that's how we know that there is debris lofted in the air, because it's a different shape than the raindrops. So the radar is out there seeing that. So our latest radar scan, just pushing this a little bit closer into the Cochran area. Once again, we're just kind of seeing very tropical type storms associated with the non-tropical system for today. So a lot of these are typically going to be your spin up storms. And that's why we were seeing that quick little bit of debris on there. It does look like it's kind of breaking down now. So that would be some good news. But as this is getting closer into the Cochran area, we are starting to see that heavier rain. Some very gusty winds are going to be possible with this as well. And we're going to start to see this really impacting downtown Cochran. So like I said, other areas kind of in the path of this include Royal, include pretty much most of Bleckley County. We'll see what the National Weather Service just kind of updated us with over here. So still seeing a little bit of rotation on this one. This is why we're going to keep this tornado warning on here. Where you see those bright greens, though, that's where you're definitely going to get quite a breeze coming in. So the reds and greens are touching just to the south of the city of Cochran. Once again, based on a little bit of lag, this is probably kind of into areas of downtown Cochran by now. If you've got any reports of anything, obviously wait until it's safe and then try and send those to us via Facebook or email at this point. But it does look like this is going to head right into Cochran. So you need to be in your safe place if you're in downtown Cochran. If you're in your car or something, you need to find somewhere to pull over, preferably maybe like a gas station or something. Go inside and find some shelter in there, maybe the bathroom or something. Somewhere sturdy with no windows is always going to be your best bet as far as a tornado situation is concerned. So lowest floor, sturdy, no windows, as many walls between you and the tornado as possible. But right now, Cochrane, you guys kind of under the gun with this system. We can see that bright green right there kind of working its way in, and that's where we're going to see the best rotation is moving in towards downtown Cochrane. So this is crossing over 23 right now, heading into downtown Cochrane. We'll get even closer, see where we can get maybe some street names for you. So we're looking at near Beach Street, Ash Street. You guys should be in your safe place already. This is going to be crossing over in that area. And not only are we going to be seeing the potential for that tornado, you can see a lot of lightning strikes in this. So we're also looking at the potential for hail, heavy rain, gusty winds, and a lot of lightning. Another reason to be inside, to be in your safe place as we are heading into the next few minutes on this, because once again, this tornado warning does go for a little while. So if you are just joining us, we have broken into your programming for this afternoon for another tornado warning. So this goes until 4:45 for Bleckley County. It does include the city of Cochrane, which it is approaching right now and moving into right now, where we are likely seeing some very gusty winds and potentially some rotation with this as it starts to make its way in a little bit closer. Just so you know, we've got all of this rain, so even if you tried to get out and see it, you probably would not be able to see anything at this point because it's likely to be rain wrapped as that starts to move through. That's another one of those things with these tropical systems, is that even as we have these spin ups, they're probably going to be rain wrapped just because of how much rain is falling from this storm right now. So all of this is moving further to the north and to the east, generally to the north though at around 20 miles per hour. So let's get a little bit closer in, see kind of what we're dealing with right now. This is moving into downtown Cochrane, so that's where we're going to see kind of the bulk of this. Royal, you guys are definitely still within this path, so that's going to be making its way to you relatively soon. But probably the most populated area in Bleckley County is going to be Cochrane, and that's where we're seeing some of the strongest winds and possibly some rotation as well. So we're going to see this kind of moving in. So Bleckley Elementary School in 420. So that's right about now that we're seeing that moving in. Coley 422, Antioch Church 426, Royal by 426, and Ruth Church by 433. That's kind of just giving you the heads up right now. You can see just kind of based on where this is, it's getting a little bit of a sloppy radar image because it's very possible that we don't have that really sticking out like that. But we're going to go ahead and switch it kind of over to our velocity once again. We have to keep watching this because it does look like it's wrapping up a little bit more right as it's moving through downtown Cochrane. This is not really what you want to see. Once again, we are starting to see this kind of wrapping up right at downtown Cochrane. So Ash Street, you guys are really kind of under the gun out there right now. Porter, Paulk, all of those areas we are currently seeing areas that you need to be in your safe place. Not only are we going to be dealing with this potential for that tornadic activity moving through downtown Cochrane, there's also potential for some debris out there as well. So this is a dangerous situation. This is a tornado warned storm moving through Cochrane right now, and that is heading further to the north. So you need to be in your safe place. Now I will go ahead and say that if you are south of Cochrane, well south of Cochrane, you guys are probably okay. But we are seeing this wrapping up a lot more as that pushes just to the north of downtown Cochrane is where it's going for right now. So crossing over 23 at the moment, heading towards 26 is really kind of where we're seeing this starting to make its move. So it's going to the north. We're going to continue to see this tornado warning, but it definitely looks a lot more like there is some stronger rotation out there. We'll even kind of see what we have going on for this right now. So 55 to 60 mile per hour winds. That's just within that circulation right now. National Weather Service continuing this. It is now a confirmed tornado located over Cochrane, moving north at 20 miles per hour. So once again, this is now a confirmed tornado. That's what we're watching here in Bleckley County over Cochrane. So you need to be in your safe place if you are in Cochrane. Do you know that we have now a confirmed tornado? So we'll go ahead and put our tracker on here as far as our debris tracker, and we are seeing that kind of right over and just to the north of downtown Cochrane. So this is a serious situation right now where we are seeing this go ahead and put on our velocity product once again, because you can really see just kind of the movement of this, that this is wrapping up. So the green means it's going towards the radar. The radar is going to be up here. So the green is going towards the radar and the red is going away. So that's how we are getting that rotation right now just to the north of downtown Cochrane. It is heading towards 26, and you can see it's really continuing to wrap up. Once again, confirmed tornado to the north and to the northeast of Cochrane with this storm right here is where we're seeing that rotation. So we'll get kind of right into who is in the path. Bleckley County landfill. If you live by the landfill, then you need to be in your safe place right now. Daisy Adams Road, DeVoe Smith Road, Royal Phillips Road, all of those areas, if you know where those are, if those areas are near you, then you need to be finding your safe place right now. I'll go ahead and take this back a couple scans just so you can see the movement and how this storm has really kind of wrapped itself up. It moved into Cochrane, just kind of a little bit of rotation there, and then we saw it really kind of wrap up once it got right over downtown Cochrane. So this is moving to the north, pretty much directly to the north at this point. So we'll go ahead and put another tracker on here, still moving at around 20 miles per hour. So we're going to see that moving into the Antioch Church area. It's 424 right now, so that's going to be 429. You have just a little bit of time to get into that safe place right now, but we want you to go ahead and be finding it. Once again, you don't want to be out on the roads for this. Really don't even want to chance it with this as it's moving through Cochrane. It's going to be moving towards Ruth Church by around 4:33 and the St. Paul Church by around 4:38. So if those are locations that you know, you need to be in your safe place. And really, if you're anywhere within this little triangle right here, or polygon right here, that is pushing through Cochrane. If you're south of Cochrane, you're okay. You are done with this. But this tornado warning goes until 4:45. So we've still got a while on this one before it's out. But we do have now a confirmed tornado in Cochrane that is moving further to the north. So this is a serious situation. We'll go ahead and put back our debris tracker on it. We're not seeing quite as defined on the debris now, which is some good news, but we had enough of it, and we've got enough on our velocity product to tell us that it is very likely that we are dealing with a tornado right now, pushing out of Cochrane and further north into areas of Bleckley County. So we'll go ahead and once again take a little bit of a look at our velocity. So we're now seeing those winds on this up to around 60 miles per hour. So this is going to be a pretty strong storm as that moves through. Even if you're outside of this, it's very probable that you're going to continue to see the heavy rain and the lightning as well. And you can really even see how it's kind of bringing all of that in. We've got that little area right there where we're starting to see that kind of curving in. So this is going to head further to the north. So right now, generally crossing 26, headed towards Georgia 112. So just be aware that that's the general path that this is taking. It's moving out of Cochrane. Once again, once this moves out, if you have any reports, feel free to send those to us. But we are continuing to watch as this tornado warning storm moves further to the north into areas of Bleckley County out of Cochrane. So we'll go quickly back to our velocity product just because we're continuing to see this staying a little bit further wrapped. And I'll take it back just a little bit just so we can kind of see. Really, probably the best rotation was just a couple, like right there as this was moving through Cochrane is really where we were seeing some of the best rotation on this. But it does look like it is starting to fall apart a little bit, which is some great news. That is some great news, but we need to keep an eye on this because it's still a tornado warned storm. These have been some pretty impressive little storms out there for today, especially just kind of considering how they're moving. I'll take us out a little bit further because this is not the only thing going on. This is where we do have, once again, in Bleckley County, our tornado warned storm that just moved through Cochrane. We are also, however, watching some storms down further in the south. All of these are part of the tornado watch, which I'll show you in just a minute. But we are still seeing just to the south of areas of Wheeler and Telfair County near Hazelhurst, watching a tornado warned storm down there. You can see all the lightning around this. So it's very possible this just kind of clips the edge of Wheeler County. That's kind of what we're hoping for right now, that we don't see that tornado warning going into that area as well. So it's a busy day. We also have a tornado watch for all of those counties that you can see in red right there. So this goes until 7 p.m. obviously we've got all of the ingredients for some tornadic storms out there today. We've already had one tornado warning a little bit earlier. Now we got this one as we are heading into the afternoon. So we are going to keep this going. It does look like the National Weather Service updating us there. So they have now shortened this tornado warning. I'll get us back to it right there. It no longer includes Cochrane, but I mean, you guys have already seen this kind of pushing through. So the latest update from the National Weather Service on this tornado warning, this is for Bleckley County, and it goes until 4:45. You can see it kind of making its way just right up to that Bleckley County line right there is about where this is going, just kind of sliding in between 26 and 23. So if you are in between those two highways, do know that you are now in that tornado warning, the newest one from the National Weather Service. So this is now considered radar indicated. We did have that confirmed tornado with some of that debris that was lofted into the ground just a little bit ago. And now this is a radar indicated tornado. Still potential though for heavy rain. Well, obviously heavy rain. We're also seeing a good bit of lightning, so hail is going to be possible in any of these storms out there, but especially this one. So this is right now still moving at around 20 miles per hour to the north. I'll try and get us back to this right here. So latest in our area, we do have now that new, well, the shortened tornado warning that now is for areas of north of Cochrane in Bleckley County. We will put back on our velocity product just so we can see where we've got some of that spin. So still definitely enough that we can be concerned. Although I will say this looks more like just kind of wind damage that's going to be right around here. We're seeing those 60, 70 mile per hour wind gusts very likely for that right now. We'll go ahead and get in a little bit closer. You can see areas of Goldsboro and Cary. I don't think Goldsboro actually within this warning. So no, they are just outside of it, but the Cary area and Royal just outside of this as well. So you guys can rest easy a little bit as this starts to move in, but it's still going to be a pretty loud storm, a very windy storm as it makes its way further into the area. So as far as tracking this is concerned, we'll put a new tracker since we just got our latest radar scan. This is actually starting to move relatively quickly, so we'll see how long this one actually lasts. It's got 15 more minutes on our actual warning from the National Weather Service. So this is moving towards Ruth Church by 4:34, St. Paul Church by 4:38, 4:43 into the Cary area, and Mount Calvary Church by around 4:43. So you guys need to be getting into that safe place. Once again, we are continuing to see just enough rotation to be concerned about this as we are heading into the next couple of minutes or so. This is going to be towards Newman Road, Butts Road, where you guys are seeing the impacts right now, and you should be in your safe place. Falcon Road, Hudson Jones Road, all of those areas should be making it to their safe place. If you are near Cary, if you are to the west of Goldsboro, you need to be finding your way to that safe place right now. Also getting an update from the National Weather Service about a rain band moving through parts of Lawrence, Dodge, and Twiggs County. So we'll go ahead and get a little bit further out because we've been talking about this one particular warning for a little while. It's still our main concern out here, but as this general storm makes its way into parts of Twiggs County, into areas of Lawrence County and the rest of Bleckley County, it's going to kind of make its way further to the north and to the east. This is still going to bring us the potential for a brief spin-up tornado. So you just kind of need to be on your game if you're going to be out in this. I would not recommend driving into this just because of that potential for spin-up tornadoes that we're going to see through the rest of the evening, or at least just kind of as long as this line is moving through. Because here's the deal with this for tonight. A lot of this is really going to be in regards to kind of what we're seeing as far as just this particular band riding itself along that warm front, and that's really just kind of where we're getting enough of that spin and enough of that uplift right now that we are seeing these storms becoming so strong. And I know that it's a little bit confusing because, like I said, it does look like a tropical system and it's got a lot of the tropical issues that we'll typically see, but we aren't particularly seeing a tropical system. It just kind of looks like one for right now. But as far as our impacts, if you are north of this area, or especially north and west, so areas of Forsyth, Macon, even over into parts of Houston County, we're not really going to see these impacts as far as this particular line of storms rolling through, this kind of band of showers and storms. So You guys can rest easy over in Perry Fort Valley. We're not really going to see the impact of this from this line of storms. This is just going to be kind of in this one band of showers and thunderstorms. But we'll go ahead and get back a little bit closer in, see what the National Weather Service is saying right now. Continuing to see that potential for some strong storms, including a brief tornado now, including areas of Wheeler County. So that was the one that we were already talking about, that storm system a little bit further to the south. And if you're just joining us, it has been a little bit of a busy day. We are still tracking a strong storm with some rotation still on it, moving through parts of Bleckley County. I will say that while this does still have some rotation on it, potentially it does look like this is going to be more of just kind of a wind damage issue at the moment. But we did have some confirmed damage on there. So Cary area, you guys still kind of under the gun for this as this moves further to the north. It's really going to be kind of where you can see that indent right there. This is all pushing to the north. We have the heavy rain. We've got a lot of lightning, and I'm going to say it again, especially because of the direction that this storm is moving. You don't want to be outside trying to see this, trying to see if there's anything out there. This is going to be likely a rain-wrapped storm, and there's just really not a good angle on it before it heads to the north, and then you just kind of be stuck in this system. So would not recommend for today to go ahead and try and chase this. I would recommend getting into your safe place on the lowest level of your home, especially if you're in the Cary area, maybe along the Cary-Salem Road area, and even as this gets a little bit further to the north. So this is pushing right up to that Bleckley County line is where we have kind of the end of that polygon for us today. So that's where you need to be in your safe place. I know that this is not a super populated area of Bleckley County, but it does include the Vance Hill Road and Cary-Salem Road areas. So if you're just kind of in that box in between those areas, just take some time for yourself, go to your safe place, maybe just keep track of the warnings. But right now we're getting an update from the National Weather Service. So we now have a severe thunderstorm warning that has been issued for this area. This is a tornado possible tag. So what happens with this is we have these severe thunderstorms where we do see that potential for some spin-up tornadoes on these, but maybe not actively enough to give that tornado warning is kind of the general idea of when there is a tornado possible tag on a severe thunderstorm warning. Now this is going to be for our tornado warned storm that's currently tornado warned. However, this is going to be extending that out as this pushes a little bit closer to the radar. So you can see how close to the radar we're getting out there for right now. But the severe thunderstorm warning has now been issued. This goes until 5:15. So we got a good bit of time on this one. It does include areas of Bleckley, Lawrence, Twiggs, and Wilkinson County until 5:15. I'll go ahead and take that out so you can see kind of even more of where we have that for right now. So couple things going on right there. Once again, the National Weather Service did also issue a statement for this little storm down here. So while there is currently this tornado warning that's kind of right up to areas of Wheeler County, I don't know if you can see that very well, but let's see, I'll take off the lightning and you can see it a little bit better. So we've got this right here that goes right up to the edge of Wheeler County. So we now have just kind of a storm statement on this one that we are seeing that potential for maybe an enhanced risk of a brief tornado. Once again, this is another step down from even that severe thunderstorm warning with the tornado possible tag on it. So we are going to continue to see the potential for some spin ups in a lot of these storms that we're seeing out there for tonight. Like I said, we've already seen a couple. So you can see that's pretty broad rotation, and most of it is just outside of the Wheeler County area. That being said, if you're driving out there tonight, once again, you need to stay weather aware. And I just wouldn't, if you can avoid driving. I know it's about to be 5 and a lot of people are about to get off work, but if you can at all avoid it, would highly recommend. The area though that we are currently tracking where we do have our tornado warning, that is over here in Bleckley County. You can see that in the bright green, so pretty evident. That being said, this doesn't look like a super tight rotation kind of system, but it's been a really weird day for the weather out there so far. So this is just kind of how we're tracking things right now. You can see those wind gusts up around 46 miles per hour. So it is a little bit different for right now than what we were seeing before. We're starting to see things kind of maybe calming down a little bit, but that is why we do now have that severe thunderstorm warning rather than the tornado warning that has been extended out. But still, really, you can kind of see that once you get in here. You can get that little swirl right there. All of this is in parts of Bleckley County right now. However, that severe thunderstorm warning has been extended out farther. So we'll go ahead and get you a little bit closer in. Once again, if you're just joining us, we do now have, it's 4:38 p.m. We have a severe thunderstorm warning that has been issued until 5:15. Once again, this is going to be for mainly 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. That being said, we can't rule out the potential for a spin-up tornado in this storm. So we just want to let everybody kind of be aware that that's what we're dealing with for right now. Not only that, we're going to see heavy rain. We're going to see the gusty winds. Like I said, 60-mile-per-hour winds are going to be the main issue with this as all of that stuff starts to come in. So we've got a lot going on out there for this afternoon. I'll go ahead and try and pull up our Skyview camera over here. So I'm really not seeing much from our Skyview camera at the moment, which is fine. Totally fine. This is looking out from Dublin, so we're really not seeing a whole lot going on. You'll notice, though, across the area, we do have that tornado watch until 7 p.m. So this is for all of those counties in red. If you are not in red, just stay weather aware out there this evening, but know that this is until 7 p.m. So we are going to see storms with the potential for some spin-up tornadoes like we've already seen earlier today. And like I said, those are moving further to the north and to the east this afternoon. So we're hopefully going to start to see these kind of passing out of the area, but we've already got some confirmed damage on a couple of things. Maybe not necessarily from tornadoes, maybe it was straight line winds, but this is just kind of what we're seeing out there for right now. So as far as our severe threat is concerned, we do still have that tornado warning that's been issued. That one's probably going to be allowed to expire relatively soon because it's about to move out of the watch box area and into that severe thunderstorm area. So still seeing carry within that tornado warning. We'll go back to our velocity product. It does look like it's showing some rotation still. So that's going to be just out to the east of Cary. So near Georgia 182, 278, kind of in between Goldsboro area is where we're seeing just some very broad rotation, but definitely some strong winds with this as this works its way further to the north. I'll even show you kind of how this made its way up there because it did kind of hit its peak as it moved through Cochrane. So if you're in Cochrane and you have any reports out there right now, feel free to send those to us, Twitter, Facebook, or even news@41nbc.com. But that moved through Cochrane, and then we saw it really just kind of keep its wind as it pushed further to the north, but not necessarily seeing as much in the way of that rotation, that tight rotation that we typically see when we'll see those tornado warnings out there. So we'll go ahead and check our debris tracker. Really not seeing much on this, which is once again some great news. That's what we like to see is nothing on this one. A lot of that dark red is really what you want to see. As far as velocity, once again, we've still got this kind of area of a little bit of spin for right now. And we take a look at that radar picture, and that does look impressive a little bit, but we've got this kind of starting to fill in, which I do believe is why the National Weather Service went with that severe thunderstorm warning as this heads a little bit further up to the north. So we're going to see that passing into areas of Twiggs County, parts of far northwestern or far western, really, Lawrence County, and then into areas of Wilkinson County. So if you're just joining us, I'm sorry that I am interrupting your show, but we do have that tornado warning that goes until 4:45, and now a severe thunderstorm warning. And in general, really not a whole lot after this. So it's just this one line of showers and storms that have been the problem out there as they pushed in starting at around 3 or so this afternoon. So this is where we've been seeing that potential for damage. We saw some reports of damage from the Crisp County emergency manager saying that they had some trees and power lines down. And then as this all kind of worked its way through, I can even take you back to there. Once this started to kind of make its way through, that was really where we started to see just this one cell right here was kind of the problem, is that it moved in and broke itself off in a couple different places, but now we are seeing that kind of congealing together a little bit. It's getting out of some of the best areas for rotation, which is why it's kind of getting out of where that tornado watch box was. So this is going to be good news for us that it starts to move out a little bit further from where we were seeing the best areas of rotation, the best potential for rotation. I'll also note that there are some storms out to our west that we're keeping an eye on over in places like Columbus, but at the moment, not a huge issue for us. And they have kind of put out the latest, once again, I'll take off the lightning on this, the latest tornado warning down here just to the south of Wheeler County. And so that one's going to be well to the south. Don't have to deal with that in areas of Wheeler County. However, just still be alert. You guys are still in the area of that best atmosphere as far as what we're going to see for that potential for any kind of rotation, any kind of spin up activity there. So let's see, we're getting the latest from the National Weather Service. Our tornado watch has now been extended, which is not what you want to hear, but we'll go ahead and check it out. Go ahead and grab my phone real quick. So now including Bibb County, our tornado watch, it still goes until 7 p.m. All right, so we've still got a couple more hours on this as far as our tornado watch. So once again, this has now been extended across most of middle Georgia, the exception being Monroe County and also Hancock County. So we do have that tornado watch that goes now once again until 7 p.m. If you are just joining us, not only do we have a tornado watch, but we do have a tornado warning. This one probably going to be expired soon as the storm moves out of the tornado warning box. Also that tornado warning, let's see, I do believe goes until 5:15. So we will go ahead, or the severe thunderstorm warning goes until 5:15. It's been a lot. So we have tornado watch that goes until 7 for most of us now. The tornado warning has been allowed to expire at 4:45. And now what we've got across our area is this severe thunderstorm warning. Let's see what we have. So now I have a new tornado warning over Gray's Landing for Toombs County. So if you know anybody in Toombs County, you do need to tell them that we now have a tornado warning for them, but this does not include any of our areas. So the good news for us is that we are out of this. We will continue to see, like I said, the potential for maybe a spin-up tornado in this severe thunderstorm warning that you can see making its way into areas of Twiggs County, but we no longer have the active tornado warning. And once again, where we're really seeing that potential for any kind of spin up activity is going to be right by that Four Corners area, kind of pushing over I-16. So if you have anyone driving pretty much in that area, I would say tell them to maybe pull over, try and wait it out. Once again, try and find a gas station somewhere to go, because this right now is going to be definitely a mess, even regardless of that potential for rotation. But it does look like we are seeing a little bit in the way of some weakening there, not a ton as far as our active tornado threat is concerned. So one last time, I'll just show you this real quick, and then we'll take our 15-minute break before the news starts. And I'll have more with you then. But the severe thunderstorm warning goes until 5